am I speaking to right now?
Cameron.
My name
Cameron.
is Cam Buford.
Hey, it's Peter Rosenberg. I'm hanging on my man Cameron Buford.
You got some good questions today.
I'm a Dolphin fan.
There's always room for improvement.
I'm more a fan of boxing. Boxing is my main sport.
All we want to see every year are the best two mothers getting in the ring and getting them.
I got some of this for you.
Goodness. For me?
Yeah, just for you.
Think about it like this: the promoter pays the fighter, the fighter pays the manager.
Okay.
So the manager works for the fighter, and the fighter works
Work for the promoter. Okay.
So you are lifting weights currently?
When he said it's easier to score in the NBA versus Europe, did you agree with them?
To me, it's easy to score all over the world.
Can I finish? Do you want me to speak or do you want to conduct the interview and answer for me? Which one?
What do you think about these
Like I was saying before.
Aaron, what has the game of baseball taught you?
One of the biggest things is being humble.
Can you give a message to the kids to kind of persevere through the false teachings they may be giving?
Patience.
Okay.
Patience.
As the show Voice of the Fans
Oh my goodness!
continues
gracious.
to evolve,
Come on, you were adding some spice to it.
it is strictly banter back and forth between myself and Cameron Buford.
I enjoy all of it.
The real ones know what's going on, right?
Never mind.
Go watch the tape. Go watch the tape, and then you tell me if it was all about just a system.
You look like a buffoon.
Go do your research. Go do your study.
I'm not caught up to you guys yet. I do
No real surprise to that, Ken.
Hey, come here. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay.
Oh, this guy.
That's what's good in sports, man. It's the big Snoop Dogg, man.
That's what's good in sport.
Thank you for making our voice your choice.
If you haven't told your girlfriend about the show, tell her about the show. If you haven't told your boyfriend about the show, tell him about the show. If you haven't told your cousin, your uncle, your grandfather about the show, let everybody know about the Voice of the Fans podcast.
Hey, man, thanks for making our voice your choice. You know how we do. Yeah.
What's good, fans? What's good, fans? Thank you guys for tuning in to another great week of the Voice of the Fans podcast. This is your man, Cam, and I'm here to talk about all things sports. We're going to run down the NFL. We're going to talk about some NBA storylines. Got some questions about the NFL, too. Got your Tom Brady just won't get out of our lives, man. So not only is in the booth now, he wants to be on the not only wants to be in the booth with the Raiders, and he wants to be in the booth with the Fox. We're gonna talk about that. Is that a good place for him to be? Does that make sense for the NFL? We're gonna get into that. We're gonna talk about the NBA. This Kawhi Leonard story isn't going anywhere. Isn't dying, and with basketball training camp starting here within a couple of weeks, this is going to be, without some kind of resolution, this is going to be an interesting story all throughout the season. So we're going to touch on that a little bit. I'm sure you guys know what the story is, but we're just going to touch on it a little bit. And then we got some boxing to talk about. We got some boxing. The Mariners are in the playoffs. We're going to talk about the Mariners getting in the playoffs. Congratulations to them. Are you guys watching baseball? We're going to talk about the WNBA. And I bet as much people watching the Mariners is watching the WNBA. I without my unscientific polling, I'm betting that the viewers for the Major League Baseball season, the playoff race, is just about what the viewership is for the WNBA. Fans, tell me if I'm wrong. Let me know if I'm wrong. But I'm willing to bet that's pretty close to about accurate. So we're gonna talk about that as well. We're gonna give the Mariners some show them some love, because Cal Raleigh, he hit 59 tonight, so he got 59. Can he be the American League MVP? I'm gonna ask that question a little later on. So we're gonna talk about that as well, fans. But just as we do each and every week, fans, we talk about this NFL action and what's going down in this NFL. How'd you guys do? I'm tracking now through 3 weeks, fans. I'm tracking at 75%. 75 pick percentage. I know you don't believe me, but I'm going to show it to you. I'm tracking at 75% pick percentage. And so if it's tough to believe, I'm going to show you where we are. And you can choose to believe me or you guys might want to choose to listen to me if you're putting any money down. Because you see 3 out of 4 times I'm getting it right. So you might want to Might want to listen up, folks. And I'm gonna show you where I'm at. But let's get into it. The last game we saw was Monday night was the Ravens losing to the Lions. The Lions, after that week 1, they coming out and they're putting it on teams. Jared Goff led 2 long drives of touchdown drives. The Lions sacked Lamar 7 times. Some of that was probably on Lamar, and they racked up 225 rushing yards, like kind of punked the Ravens. I don't know what's up with the Ravens. We talked about last week. The story was they give up too many leads. This story is that they give up another 30-plus point game early in the season when the guys are fresh. Maybe they need time to understand the lineup and they can get this together. But this is not a good sign early in the season that you're just giving up a lot of points like the Ravens have been getting. And what makes it even crazier is they have been synonymous with defense. And this is what they're doing. This is very surprising from the Raiders. From the Ravens. Lamar, he's going to have to be super. He's going to have to be extraordinary again. Lamar's efficiency has certainly improved. Derrick Henry. Now, I want to say this about Derrick Henry. I don't want to say too soon to say the tank is running dry because he's still out there. The way he runs, the way he plays, like you have to want to play football. So if you don't want to play football, you're likely not going to suit up. We've seen guys quit in the middle of the season or the middle of the game. The cornerback did at halftime. So, in quitting, clearly the dude's is a beast, a workhorse. But this isn't basketball where you can take a couple games off or take a couple plays off. When you get the ball, you're running hard and people are coming to hit you. So there's really no time to be taken off. But Derrick Henry has a lot of tread on his tires. And I didn't think he was going to be 1,900 yards last season. But have we seen the best of Derrick Henry? I mean, I don't want to put the number on it. I just want to look at production. And again, going into last season, I did not expect him to get 1,800 yards. I did not. I thought he'd be the best short yardage back the NFL had seen in a long time. And I thought he'd be certainly a compliment to Lamar Jackson. I didn't know that he was going to be the dominant beast that he was in Tennessee. Does he have another season of that in him? I don't know. We're getting kind of late in the game for Derrick Henry to put up 1,800 yard seasons. And not that he's not good or anything. He's had a illustrious career, Hall of Fame career, some would say. But I don't know that we're probably looking at a 1,200 yard season, which is acceptable for most running backs, which is a good season for most running backs. But we're used to Derrick Henry being extraordinary, and I just don't think he's extraordinary anymore. And I'm not sure that Lamar Jackson is extraordinary anymore as far as running the game goes. He's become a very good passer, which a good compliment to his running abilities. But I don't think his running game is extraordinary like it was a few years ago, and that comes with age. But now we'll have to see him mature, and we have to see the players step up around him. So the Ravens, their defense, come on. We can't expect Lamar to put up 35 every game. I mean, that's just not fair to anybody, let alone Lamar Jackson. Like the Buffalo Bills stopped expecting Josh Allen to put up 35, 38 points a game. We just can't expect that. That's unfair, Lamar. Harbaugh, you got to get somebody around him. You got to give this guy a better situation to play in. You got to do that for him. We had the Rams and the Eagles. What a crazy game that was. I had the Rams in that game. I was very confident that the Rams could win that game, go to Philly and win that game. thinking they were mad from what happened in the playoffs, that they were smarting because of that, and they were going to be focused on slowing down Saquon, which they did, and then just kind of taking their chances with Jalen Hurts and connecting with his receiver, him being able to throw the ball. Well, he threw three touchdown passes, and he ran for another. Philly, though, they blocked 2 kicks. One of them was the Rams were in position to win the game on a go-ahead field goal. It got blocked, and their big cat ran it for the returned it to give them the lead and the spread and break the spread. That great game. The Eagles are just, I mean, right now they're playing with all the confidence of Super Bowl champions. They know they're good, and you got to like the fact that they're going out and winning. Like, they're doing what it takes to win the ball game, playing to the last second on the clock, playing to the last minute of the game, the last play of the game, the last snap of the game, because that's what that play was. That was essentially the last snap of the game. And most times the guys put it in position, they kick the field goal, they go ahead and win that game. And the Rams were in position to do that, except the block field goal. Again, Eagles playing to the last second, to the final play, to the final whistle, allowed them to get that win. So kudos to the Eagles. I mean, they're the class of the NFC right now. I'm not going to say the whole NFL. They're just playing really good football. They're the class of the NFC right now. And then let's see if they can keep that up. The Colts wallop the Titans. I'm not sure you can get excited about beating the Tennessee Titans, but this is 3 in a row for the Colts. So Daniel Jones comes off the scrap heap, passing for 228 yards and a touchdown. Jonathan Taylor runs for 3 touchdowns and 100 yards. So he's liking that. He's getting some production from his quarterback. And the Titans, I mean, they're led by a rookie quarterback, Cam Ward, who I picked him up on fantasy fans just in case. I did the same thing with Jaden Daniels last year. Picked him in fantasy because I strategically and notoriously wait to the final rounds to draft a quarterback. I won a fantasy league, not my first one, but I won a fantasy league with Kirk Cousins. So I'm not worried about picking a fantasy quarterback because I know I know they're out there. So I don't worry about it. But notoriously, so I notoriously draft a quarterback late in fantasy football. I picked Jaden Daniels last season just for trade bait. Just for trade bait is why I picked him. I should have held on to him. But after week 2, I think I traded him. And for a bag of donuts, I think I needed a running back, so I traded it for like a RB3. I think I might have traded it for, but I ended up winning the league. So you guys can shove off for after that one. What up, Barry? Thanks for tuning in, big dog. Barry, let the people know where they can find your sports highlights at, man. We need to tune into that. Go ahead, shoot the link up here. I'll put the link in the chat. The Vikings and the Bengals. Now the Vikings with Carson Wentz, they got a veteran quarterback, Jordan Mason. I picked up Jordan Mason too. By the way, he rushed for 116 yards, 2 scores. That's something I hadn't seen before. I seen the cornerback get a return 2. One was an interception that he returned for a touchdown, about 70 yards. The other one was about 75 yards. He returned a fumble, picked it up, and ran it for a score. So they got a couple defensive touchdowns in the 48-10 score, which was good. I mean, you need that to win. Don't discount that at all, but you need that to win. They've played a full game. I guess we could say that J.J. McCarthy's high ankle sprain probably going to take a little longer now. After that convincing win, it'll probably take a few more weeks to get ready. It went from 3 weeks out to now we're probably about 5 weeks out, just based on Carson Wentz and the way they played on Sunday. Now, obviously, that can change if Carson Wentz continues to perform, or J.J. McCarthy can get healthy real quick. We'll see which way the Vikings lean. The Panthers 30, the Falcons 0. folks, is the Michael Penix experiment over? I mean, I wasn't a fan of him coming out of Washington as a Husky. But you get 0 points against the Carolina Panthers. 0 Penix? Come on, man. I mean, I guess we should be happy that Kirk Cousins didn't come in there and score a touchdown because that would have looked really bad on you. But Bryce Young leading the shutout, you guys committed 3 turnovers. Michael Penix, I question. I just didn't think. And I just didn't think he got it done in crunch time at Washington. He, with the Heisman on the line, he went out there and pissed down on his leg. So I don't think he has it in crunch time. And now we're seeing in the NFL, he can't get it done in 1 through 3 quarters. Come on, Penix, get it together, man. There's a lot of talent on that team. They were not a quarterback away. However, that defense just had 7 sacks last week. So we know their defense is good. You got a running back. You got a crazy running back. You got receivers. You got a tight end. Like, I don't know what they need. What else the quarterback needs to be successful in Atlanta, I don't know. But I know Michael Penix ain't going to be successful in Atlanta. The Browns beat the Packers. The Packers were lining up for a game-winning field goal. It got blocked. Cleveland goes home. They kick a 55-yard field goal to win the game after blocking the Packers field goal. Cleveland Browns go home victorious over the suddenly Super Bowl-bound Green Bay Packers. But they needed to get smacked in their mouth. That's exactly what Myles Garrett and the Cleveland Browns did, smacked them in the mouth. They took a win off their table, right out of their bread box. And the Packers should be upset. The Packers should be really upset. And they got a lot of anger to take out on their next opponent. I wonder who their next opponent is. Guess who their next opponent is? Just so happened their next opponent is Micah and the Cowboys. So they have a lot of room, the Packers they have a lot of room for the Packers to grow into the situation. But they're going to have to get in a rhythm. Be successful. Like, being inconsistent is not a good look there, Jordan Love. Let's show some consistency. The Buccaneers beat the Jets in another back-and-forth game. Baker Mayfield led the game-winning drive without Mike Evans, who was out with a hamstring. Jets briefly take a lead with a blocked field goal in return. But Baker shows some moxie, comes right back down. I think it's under like 3 minutes to go, scores and wins the game. Kudos to Baker. He has a tough matchup this week, but kudos to Baker for pulling out that win against the Jets. They were also without their quarterback. Evans was out, but then Justin Fields was out for the Jets too, so they were playing with Tyrod Taylor. The Commanders versus the Raiders. The Commanders rushed for 200 yards and 3 touchdowns. Geno Smith threw 3 TDs, but was sacked 5 times. The Commanders, they did that without their quarterback, Jaden Daniels. Marcus Mariota was a quarterback for the Commanders. Steelers over the Panthers. Aaron Rodgers threw 2 TDs, The Steelers defense forced 5 turnovers and sacked Drake May 5 times. Seattle dominated the Saints. Sam Darnold threw 2 touchdown passes, but Kenneth Walker got 2 rushing touchdowns in a blowout win, but it was their defense. They got a punt return for a touchdown. They had special team. They had a punt block, I think, that was also returned. If not for a touchdown, very close. So it was a good game for the Seahawks all the way around, offense, defense, special teams. Seahawks. Now I think the Seahawks, if I'm not mistaken, the Seahawks should be ahead in their division, like comfortably. They play the Cardinals this week, who they always play tough. Who the Cardinals always play them tough, regardless of what Seattle. Even when they were on their Super Bowl run, the Cardinals play the Hawks tough. Let's see. The Hawks should be number one in their division. Let me just check it out. In the NFC, I'm looking at the NFC. San Francisco, it's 3-0. 3-0, and everybody else is 2-1. So it's still everybody's still bundled up, jumbled up right there. San Francisco 3-0, Tampa Bay 3-0, the Eagles 3-0 in the NFC. Buffalo 3-0, Chargers 3-0, Colts 3-0 in the AFC. I don't think the Colts is going to go. I don't think any of these teams are going to go undefeated. But the team with the biggest opportunity is probably the Chargers in the NFC. The Bears, Caleb Williams had the best career best game as a professional quarterback. Threw 4 touchdowns. Dallas committed 4 turnovers. They did this without CeeDee Lamb, who's expected to miss 4 to 6 weeks. And so the Cowboys that was expected to get smacked around by the Bears. Good job by the Bears. Let's see if this is sustainable though for the Chicago Bears. Can Caleb, step up in the pocket and make these throws that he did the other night? Very impressive. 49ers beat the Cardinals by 1 point. Mac Jones keeps San Francisco beaten. Nick Bosa went out in this game, another torn ACL. Also, Arizona lost running back James Conner to injury. The game was decided on the last second field goal, but we had some injuries that massive to the squads there. And kudos to those men. Hope they can come back strong. But yeah, Mac Jones gets a W. He was happy that he got a first W in San Francisco. Gave the ball to the coach. So good job out of San Francisco keeping strong, staying 3-0. The Chargers, who I mentioned, also undefeated. They took on the Broncos. Cameron Dicker, the kicker, hit a game-winning field goal. Also in this game, Najee Harris suffered a Achilles injury. Some of you guys may remember I was talking pretty bad about Najee, and I didn't want the kid to get hurt. I just didn't think he was going to be anything special, and especially for the Chargers, because I was primarily disappointed what he did in Pittsburgh. So, but he's out there again. Not wishing anything bad upon the guy, but just my thoughts on just watching what I see happen on the field. The Jaguars beat the Texans. Travis Etienne scores a go-ahead touchdown. Jacksonville defense forced a bunch of turnovers to keep them in the game. What are you guys thinking? Now we've had a few weeks in. What do you guys think of the Sony Hawkeye system for the NFL? Do you like it? Do you love it? It's kind of a weird play stoppage because, typically you see 3rd or 4th down, the ball's close, the chain gang comes out. You can see the chain gang coming out, so you know what's happening when the chain gang comes out. Now we don't even see the chain gang. They're standing over there. They're not moving. We're waiting. It's a long time between plays, and all of a sudden, it looks like they're doing the Hawkeye system overview. I'd rather see the chain gang. How you work this NFL, Roger Goodell? How you work this chain? You got them out there on the court, on the field anyway. They're already there. They're right there standing on the field. They do it for. It is a good reason that they do it, so the players can have some kind of perspective of where they need to go on the field to play. Obviously, when the players can't see the the telecast, so they can't see that yellow line. But if they can see that down marker, they have a general idea where 10 yards is and where that first down marker is. So they need to have that first down marker on the side of the field. Again, you got the first down marker there. You have the guys already there. Bring them out. Let them do the measurement. Even if you're going to say the Hawkeye system measurement overrules the actual measurement on the field, that'd be kind of funny if they came and said the Hawkeye is going to overrule the measurement, the actual measurement we see on the field. Well, it could be this. They're eyeballing it. The refs are eyeballing where they think the spotters are eyeballing where they think the ref's foot is. So the measurement isn't spot on for that reason alone. One guy may be a little behind, one guy may be a little far up. It's still 10 yards, but it may be just a little off by a chain link or two. Bring the chains out on the field. Have them do the chain link. Again, when they're measuring it out and one guy's holding it on the 50-yard line and he's stretching the chain link out to see that it's 3 yards or a yard short, that's when you show us the Hawkeye. That's when you show us this is where the ball is. So we may not even see the actual measurement from the chain that it's off by a half a yard, because now you've already shown us, or you're showing us, you're superimposing on top of the actual visual that this is what the Sony high-tech Hawkeye system is showing us. He's a millimeter off, not the 3 inches were off that they showed us on the field. That's where you go, and now you protect your referees. Now they don't feel like, oh, the Hawkeye system showing them up, because it's really blocking what they're doing. We just see the guys running out there with the sticks, stretching them out, pulling them, and boom. Now you go to the Hawkeye. Okay, oh, they're 6 inches. Oh, it looks like they're way far off of it. Whatever that may be. Boom. Now we go. If it's third down, it's third down. If it's fourth down, it's fourth down. If it's first down, it's first down. Because now we see what's going on. Did they get it by a little? They got it by a lot. Whatever the deal is. That's how I like to see him use the Hawkeye system. What you guys thoughts on that? I like the chain game. I thought it's notorious to NFL. The chain game is football. Come on, cut it out, guys. Big question of the day is, should Tom Brady be in the booth, guys? Fox is paying him $37 million a year to be analysts on game days for their Fox games. Okay, fine. No problem, no controversy there whatsoever. But Tom Brady's also a part owner of the Raiders. So should Tom Brady be able to, if the Raiders have a Thursday night game, a Sunday night game, or Monday night game, should Tom Brady, after he's done, Tom already knows the NFL, right? So for these guys to sit down and do these production meetings and talk to the current players and hear understanding what they're thinking, like, they're only getting specific information. Tom Brady is going beyond the plays and the attitude. He's thinking more about kind of what's going on in the locker room, how you're getting your teammates together, how you're bonding them and bringing them along, which is good stuff. But if he's doing that with let's just hypothetically say the Vikings play. Who do the Vikings play this week here coming up? Again, I'm going to show you my picks, fans. I just want you guys to know. I'm going to show you my picks so you guys don't think I'm making stuff up. The Vikings play the Steelers this week. So hypothetically, I don't know whose game is what. But the Vikings play the Steelers this week. In 2 weeks, so Tom Brady sits down with the Vikings and their personnel staff, the offensive coordinator, defensive coordinator, head coach, owner if the owner's available. He's talked to the Steelers, offensive coordinator, defensive coordinator, head coach, some of the key players, owner if they're available. 2 weeks later, it's the Raiders and the Steelers. Now Tom Brady has already picked the brains of the key players, the offensive coordinator, defensive coordinator, and the owner, head coach, and the owner if he's available. Tom Brady's already picked the brain of these players or these guys. Now the Raiders are playing them on Thursday night, playing the who said they're playing the Steelers on Thursday night. Tom Brady has not. I mean, Tom Brady really already had a book on Mike Tomlin already because he played against him. He probably already had a book on some of the coaches already because he played against him. But now he's building a book against the player as an owner, and he's able to easily communicate this information to his squad. Or even worse, even to communicate to the Raiders when they coming up, this is what they're thinking on third down. This is what they're thinking on fourth down. This is the fourth down plays that they want to. These are the key players that they want to target. This is what Tom Brady. I don't know that this is right. To make matters worse, Tom Brady takes this stuff to his team and can communicate exactly what these guys were thinking in a neutral setting. And so the setting isn't the same. We know if I'm talking to you, you have a game next week, you're going to be reserved and not say much. But if we don't play you at all, I'm going to have a lot more to say and speak a little bit more freely. But here I come. Now, 2 weeks later, we're playing each other. It's kind of weird. It's kind of weird. It's kind of greasy, fans. What do you guys think about that? Am I wrong? Do you guys agree? Do you think Tom Brady should be allowed to I'm not saying he shouldn't be able to do his job as an analyst for Fox, but to sit in and conduct the production meetings with these teams that he can be potentially facing here in weeks. I don't think that's on the up and up, because these players, these teams aren't getting that advantage to have somebody on their side do the production meeting and get this information in weeks ahead of time. I don't think that's on the up and up. I disagree with that logic. Fans, what do you guys think? Do you guys agree with that logic? Do you disagree with that logic? Let me know if I'm off base. I don't think Tom Brady should be conducting these production meetings as a Fox employee. So what do you guys think? Let me know. Let me know what you thought. Hit me up in the chat. Hit me up on Twitter @_voice-of-the-fans. What do you guys think of? Should Tom Brady be allowed in production meetings and in the booth during Raiders games? I don't think he should be allowed to do both. All right, fans. So here it is. Somebody text me. They didn't believe me. They didn't believe my picks. I had no reason to lie to y'all first and foremost. And then you got paying me. But I'll show you exactly where we are, what we're doing. Can you see that? Well, let me stop sharing this, and I'm just gonna go right to stop screen. Let me go right to the file. That way, no ambiguity here. Let me go right to the file. Window file, boom, there we go. Now got the file. You guys can see the whole file. Perfect. Now let me get the right image. Let me get the right image to make this work. All right, here we go, fans. So as you know, every week I make a pick. I pick them all. I pick all the games. Some people only pick 2 games. Some people pick 3 games. I pick all the games, fans. And here you see, if you want to make some money, you need to listen to me, okay? Just all the games last week, all the games that happened last week. Boom. 12-1. My game, 12 out of 16. That's 75%, fans. That is 75%. That's 3 out of 4 games I'm getting correct. I'm not charging you guys anything for this. I'm not charging you. In fact, I should just charge you the like or share. Hit that. If you like what you see, fans, hit that like button. Hit that comment. Leave a comment if you like. If you believe these are these clearly are my picks. If you like these picks and you want some personal picks for yourself, hit me up in the chat. But these are my picks. I make them every week. 12 out of 16. My point picks against the spread. I like to challenge myself. I need to get better in that category. But fans, you see this? That's for a season right there. 75% pick accuracy for the season, fans. Do you know anybody doing that? National media, local media, your buddy, your coworkers, and that's why I track this so you guys can see it. 75% right here. Okay, what game did I get wrong? I was kind of frustrated. The Browns beat the Packers. Come on, by a block field goal. I had that one right. The Rams, I had the Rams over the Eagles. Another block field goal. My percentages skyrocket. I get those too. What else I have? Hey, I can't say nothing. That was a 30-0 smackdown. Penix, I put money on you, Penix, and you let me down. Dallas, I thought Dallas was going to get right against the Bears. In turns, it was the opposite. The Bears got right against Dallas. So, those are my picks. Those are my picks. So I really should be more like you give me those two games, the two block field goals in the Browns game and the Eagles game. I really should be 14 out of 16, fans. What do you guys think of that? What do you guys think of that? Somebody, I got a space here. You see, I got a grayed out space waiting for one of you guys, non-believers, to challenge me. You guys are more than welcome to challenge me in my picks. I do it every week. You let me know who you are. Hit me up on Twitter @_voiceofthefans on Twitter. Hit me up in the chat. All I need is your email address. I need your name and your picks. Every week we can get this pick segment down. Can you beat Cam in your picks? Because you wouldn't have been. Somebody showed me they had more than 13 or more than 12 picks correct this past week. I don't believe it was possible. So let's talk about the picks for next week. Dolphins and the Jets. I really wish I didn't have to pick this one, but I'm gonna pick it. I'm gonna pick the Dolphins. They're at home, so they really should win this one. Seattle and Chicago and the Seattle Seahawks and the Arizona Cardinals. The Seahawks should smack these guys around. They're Cardinals without running back Connor. We know Marvin Harrison is having some growing issues. He got too big over the offseason. Now he can't run routes or catch. I'm going with Seahawks in this one. I'm going with the Vikings over the Steelers. I'm going Commanders over the Falcons. Falcons lost all benefit of the doubt with me last week. Saints over the Bills. I got Bills smacking them around. Bills going to 4-0. I got the Lions over the Browns. Panthers and Patriots. Ooh, that's an ugly one, fans. Ooh, that's a no bueno there. That's an ugly one. But I'm going with the Patriots in this one. They're at home. Chargers over the Giants. That's easy. Chargers going to win that one. One of my games of the week, you see it right here. One of my games of the week in yellow, the 3-0 Eagles over the 3-0 Buccaneers in Tampa. I got the Eagles going 4-0, winning this game. And did I pick them? I got the Eagles. I mean, they're going to win by 4 points. So, it'll be a 27-17 type game, 31-24 type game. They're going to win by that margin. They're going to beat the spread. Titans at Texans, 0-3. 0-3 Titans versus 0-3 Texans. What an ugly game to watch. Houston by 7. I kind of agree with that number. 3-0 Colts at 2-1 Rams. I got the Rams winning this one. Colts are going to suffer their first loss. 2-1 Jaguars versus the 3-0 San Francisco 49ers. I'm going with the 49ers in this game. I think Trevor Lawrence has just regressed, and I don't know if he gets it back. Ravens versus the Chiefs. Who needs this game more? 2-1-2 teams. You lose this game, you go to 1-3. Whew. That's a tough hole to climb out of. You win this game, you go 2-2. One team's gonna feel real good about themselves on Monday. The other team is gonna look like Derrick Henry did, trying to throw his helmet down in frustration. That's how the other team. And you see, I wish I had that video to show you guys. If you guys watch that video in your game in your head, watch that video again, and you'll see that. Did he want to throw his helmet to the ground? Did he change his mind in mid swing? So he kind of pushed his helmet to the ground, and then how he kind of fall. He didn't, he kind of falls on the on the bench, kind of like, you would dive into bed or something like that. It was kind of weird how his tantrum was. Now, he's never been in that type of situation before. Heck, the guy fumbled 3 times in 400 carries. This season, he fumbled 3 times in 3 games. I get it. I'm not blaming him. I'm just showing his response was kind of funny, and his response is how I'm looking at anybody that says the Chargers don't beat the Giants or the Eagles don't beat the Buccaneers. That same response. The Titans in Tennessee, I got Houston winning that game. The Colts and the Rams, I got the Rams winning that game. I got the 49ers beating the Jaguars, Kansas City, and the Ravens in Kansas City. Again, the loser is going to look like that meme from Derrick Henry throwing his helmet down. I got KC in this one. They're in KC. And they got Patrick Mahomes. The Bears and the Raiders, I got the Bears in this one. I think the Bears is going to be better. I want to think Caleb, not only is he on my fantasy squad, but I want to say Caleb turned the corner. So with that being said, Caleb turning the corner, I'm going with the Bears over the Raiders. The Packers over the Cowboys, or the Packers versus the Cowboys in Dallas. Micah going to go crazy. Green Bay in 7. And then the Bengals and the Broncos on Monday Night Football. I'm going Broncos. That's my picks, fans. There you guys have it. There you guys see it. It's in paper, or it's not on paper yet. I can print it off at any time. But it's in digital. It's on the file right there. You might as well have it in ink. It couldn't be no better. No better saved than ink right there. And I'm going to show you guys I'm saving it right there. I already saved it, but I'll resave it just for those who aren't sure. No, wrong file. 352 right there. Boom, saved. All right. So we got that saved, fans. What are your games of the week? You see my games of the week are right there in yellow. I think the Eagles versus Buccaneers is going to be, when I say game of the week, not the number one. What game do you want to see the most? Are you locked in on? Which game are you not leaving the house? Game of the week. That's how I judge game of the week. I'm not leaving the house. The Eagles and Buccaneers are on. Or I'm not leaving the house, or I'm not leaving the place I'm watching the game. How about that? Because it's not always at home. The Ravens and Chiefs. I'm not leaving. Don't call me talking about come pick me up. Can I get a ride here? Do you want to do – no. I want to do lunch. I don't want to do dinner, not brunch. No. Most people already know not to call me on Sunday. But no. I'm watching the Ravens and the Chiefs. So when I say game of the week, that's what I mean. The game that you're not leaving the house for. Jacksonville 49ers, I might leave the house. Titans and Texans, I'm not sure I'll be home in time to watch that one. That's how that one will go. Panthers, Patriots, again, not sure I'll be home in time to watch that one. Okay, but we got the Colts, Rams. That's one that I gotta wait till the second half to see if I'm leaving the house. I'm gonna give this a chance to fill out. Bears, Raiders. I want to see Genty. At this point in the season, typically this would not be a game of the week, but I want to see Genty. Can he turn the corner? Can he get ready? I want to see if Caleb Williams has he already turned the corner. Like everybody telling me all this stuff about Genty. Austin Genty. Oh, he's great. He's going to be this. He's fabulous. The dude is tiny. The dude is literally 5'7". This is the NFL where they hit you. Guys hit back. This is not the NBA where Spud Webb can go out there and do his thing in the NBA. This is NFL where they hit back. Okay? So I want to see what Genty does. I want to see what Genty can do. That's my NBA topics, man. What you guys got in the NBA? I'm gonna have my or that's my NFL topic. Excuse me. I'm gonna have my supremacy rankings. You guys want to tune into my supremacy rankings? Well, I tell you who's the best. I'm gonna go through my top 5 in NFC, top 5 in AFC. So you get my 10 teams and my supremacy rankings next week. But like college football, I wanted to see what's happening out there. Kansas City, because if we started the season out at Kansas City at the top of the AFC. But after 4 weeks, we see that's not the case. So after 4 weeks, we get a much better grasp, much better supremacy rankings because we waited to see what these teams look like. Because we waited to see how the season has transpired in 4 weeks. Now I can grade on what's going on, not their career, but this year 1 through 4. And again, like just the difference in that, fans, is if I did this week 1, Kansas City would have more likely been at the top of the list. Now we know that they're not. Buffalo's going to have to be up there. The Ravens going to have to be up there. But who else is up there? I mean, begrudgingly, the Colts would be this week, but let's see if they hang up. If they get another win or they lose. We'll see. So stay tuned for the Supremacy Rankings. Voice of the Fans Supremacy Rankings to come out and debut next week in week 353 of the Voice of the Fans podcast. One of these weeks and a couple weeks later, I'm going to review some of the storylines I had at the beginning of the season for us to talk about. But we got to still give some things time to transpire. How about that one? Once again, thank you all you guys for tuning into the Voice of the Fans podcast. This is your man, Cam. We appreciate it. Hit that if you like what you're hearing, hit that subscribe button. If you like what you're listening to, if you like what you see, the video you see, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button. If you really like it, hit that share button. Share it with your favorite sports fan in your life. That way everybody's hearing the sounds of my voice. But I really appreciate you guys for tuning in to the Voice of the Fans podcast. Again, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button. Fans, believe it or not, it really helps us out in the algorithms. So hit that subscribe button. Thank you in advance. The NBA in this formal probe into whether the Clippers and Kawhi circumvented the cap. The Clippers have been very tight-lipped about this. Kawhi didn't say anything before, so why would he say anything now? What did Ballmer know? When did he know it? Those are critical questions that he's going to have to answer for the public. This is a bad situation. This is a bad situation right now. And it's a bad stain on the NBA because unless it gets resolved real quickly, like they're going to open up the season. Many teams had already had their media day, which signifies the opening of the season, if you will. Then they go off for their training camp and the season. We're a month away from NBA basketball. We're just about maybe 5 weeks away from NBA basketball. So that's how quickly things are going. No, we're less than that. We're less than that from regular season NBA basketball. I'll put it at that because they're going to be playing some preseason games. But will they suffer a penalty? I mean, because Ballmer's is this going to be a situation where you make friends rather than make enemies when you enter a new room? And Ballmer's made so many friends that nobody's going to want to punish him? Is this that situation? It's going to be interesting. Do the Clippers, are they forced to allow Kawhi Leonard to be a free agent and they cancel his contract? I mean, that's another possibility. There's so many things that can go on, fans, that this story is just going to be – Adam Silver got to get ahead of this. And I think they really need to do something before the season. They can't go into December, well, for planning purposes. The All-Star game is supposed to be at the Intuit Dome in Inglewood. That's in February. So I'm sure they're planning and designing and getting things, crossing the T's and dotting the I's for that event to go on in Inglewood. Now, is one of the punishments, well, Ballmer gets banned for a year and he can't participate? Ooh, that would hurt Bomber. That would hurt Bomber. More diabolical, and I don't think Adam Silver is just diabolical, or else we would have heard something by now. He would have definitely been on the case by now if he was the type to say, okay, Bomber, you got us. You got us, Bomber. Well, we're moving the 2026 National Basketball League All-Star Weekend to Crypto Arena. You know how that would be like a little kid getting his Tonka toy taken away. the tantrum Bomber will put up if they try to take the All-Star game away from Intuit Dome. Again, and that's what makes this difficult. He's going to call for precedent. And then all of a sudden, they have to he's going to say, let me show me the books. And every owner is not going to want to show me the books. Therefore, I could see Bomber walking on this. I could see it. I could see him throwing a book at him. I could see them banning him from NBA activity for 1 full year, including the NBA All-Star game that's in his garage. That would be a piercing dagger right through the heart. That would be a Triton right through his heart. That would. And I mean, he have to get a penalty too, but we'll see what happens, man. It's too much unknown for something too much unknown to happen immediately. The NBA has to get their work done and start working on things right away. Are you guys watching the WNBA playoffs? The Minnesota Lynx obviously beat the Golden State Valkyries in a good game. Who's a really tough team the Valkyries are. They beat them 2-0 in the best of 3 series in their first round. The Aces beat the Seattle Storm. Seattle got smoked by 30 the first game 1, went down to Las Vegas and broke their 17-game win streak, and then came back to Seattle and they played to a 1-point game, a final bucket. It was a tip-in won the game for the Las Vegas Aces in that third game. The Atlanta Dream lost to the Indiana Fever, who's been on a roll playing big-time basketball. And the Mercury beat the New York Liberty. Boy, the Mercury got 2 studs down there. Well, the Mercury got 2 really good players down there, and Satu Sabali and Alyssa Thomas. Whew, those are real tall. I mean, they're not only tall, but they're really good. And they took it to Stewie and Unesco, and they even fired the head coach after that series. Now, I think that was you guys are a little too excited about yourself because Brondello is a 2-time WNBA champion. You can't just, I mean, these champions ain't falling off the sky. Seattle also, they didn't fire, but like the Liberty elected not to re-sign Sandy Brondello, and just as the Storm elected not to re-sign Noelle Quinn. We kind of saw that coming. In the second round, Minnesota, this is the best of 5 series, Minnesota and Phoenix, Minnesota Lynx versus Phoenix Mercury. These are tied 1-1, as is the Indiana Fever and the Las Vegas Aces. This is tied 1-1. So Friday, we get tomorrow Friday, we get some really good basketball. I think it's Friday, but let me double check, make sure I'm giving you guys the right information. I think it's Friday, but let's see. When did the WNBA get back to action? Are you guys following the WNBA, though? Nobody came up in the chat and say they follow them. They like this team. They like that team. I want to know, are they following the WNBA? So, yeah, they play Friday the 28th. Friday the 26th, to take that back. They play Friday the 26th. The Aces play the Fever 4:30, ESPN2. The Lynx play the Mercury 6:30, ESPN2. We got we got playoff action. And I like that it's Friday. That's a good time for some basketball. Are you guys watching the WNBA? If you're not, you're missing out. I'll leave it at that. If you're not, you're missing out. Because these girls are hooping. Even though they're not dunking, they're hooping. All right, they're playing great fundamental basketball. Fans, I want to. We do the show each and every week, as you know, but today we are live here at the Great American Casino, 14040 Interurban Avenue South, Tukwila, Washington, 98168. They have really good happy hour specials here. Most importantly, they have a ballroom here that I'm looking to fill up here pretty soon to have the Voice of the Fans first gala. Maybe I have a gala award show, but I'm looking to have that, and this place provides it. So Great American Casino here on 14040 Interurban Avenue South, Tukwila, Washington. It's a casino, so they have bonus play, free play Sunday through Thursday, 11 a.m. to 8 p.m., Friday, Saturday, 11 a.m. to 4 p.m., and $1,000 chips, $1,000 chips in free play, 2 winners every hour. Also, what do they have? They have a nice happy hour. They have nice food specials here. I came here initially for the happy hour, so they got decent happy hour specials. So make your way down here to happy hour if you're in the Seattle area. Try it out. Fans, again, something I love to do here is give you guys some history lessons. 1963, September 16th, the first Catholic seminary for Black priests was dedicated in Bay St. Louis, Mississippi. 1925, blues legend B.B. King was born in Itta, Mississippi. September 17th, 1983, Vanessa Williams became the first African American woman to be crowned Miss America. September 18th, 1885, Booker T. Washington delivered his famous Atlanta Exposition speech promoting Black economic progress and racial cooperation. That was 1895. September 19th, 1893, a couple years later, Albert R. Robinson patented electric highway trolley, contributing to transportation innovation all over America. September 20th, 1830, the first National Convention for Freeman convened and agreed to boycott slavery products. And this was a powerful act of resistance back in the day. September 21, 1815, General Andrew Jackson honored Black troops for their courage in the Battle of New Orleans. September 21, 1892, John Henry Conyers became the first African-American student admitted to the U.S. Naval Academy in Annapolis, Maryland. September 22nd, 1862, President Abraham Lincoln announced the Emancipation Proclamation, declaring freedom for slaves in the Confederate States, effective June 21, 1863. 1853, George Washington Murray, future U.S. representative and for civil rights advocate, was born. September 23, 1863, Mary Church Terrell is a pioneering civil rights and women's rights advocate, was born. And that's what we have for September. Back in the day, 1884, J.W. Reed became the first Black woman to receive the U.S. patent for a dough kneading and roller. 1926, jazz icon John Coltrane was born. 1930, September 23, musical legend Ray Charles was born. September 24, 1957, federal troops enforced court-ordered integration as 9 black students integrated Central High School in Little Rock, Arkansas, known as the Little Rock Nine. This was in 1957. And people still want to complain like, oh, racism was so long ago. This is 1957. 1957, fans, that wasn't that long ago. Racism, it didn't have any impact on people nowadays. Well, fans, if your parents couldn't go to school, your parents weren't allowed to go to school, what types of jobs do you think they had versus the jobs that those who were allowed to go to school and get an education had? Big difference, fans. I don't want to get on no tangent, but that just drives me bananas. September 25, 1974, Barbara Hancock became the first African-American woman named a White House Fellow. 1886, boxer Peter the Black Prince Jackson won the Australian heavyweight title, becoming the first black man to win the national boxing crown. Speaking of boxing, fans, will you tune in to see Tank versus Jake Paul? No, they had their media press conferences the last couple days. One in Miami, one in New York. Do you want to see Tank and Jake? Not so much. I mean, Tank should win, but I don't know. That's questionable. I'm far less interested and more demonstrative that I'm not watching Tank and Floyd Mayweather. I'm not watching that. Though Tank and Jake has more potential to be real, Tyson Mayweather is not going to be real. Jaren Boots, speaking of boxing, Jaren Boots he fights Yusima Lima on October 11th. We have Chris Eubank fighting Conor Benn on September 15th. We do have Danny Garcia having another fight here before the end of the year, his going away fight. So we got some boxing. We got some action in boxing still going on. How interested are you guys in watching boxing? How interested are you guys seeing what's going on in the boxing world? Because boxing can go on. I mean, boxing still goes on. Boxing is still one of the better boxing is still, one of the king sports in America. I mean, I don't know if we all recognize that or care to recognize that, but it is definitely one of the bigger sports. Okay, fans, as we wrap things up here, I want to know, what do you guys think of Kyle Raleigh, though? Kyle Raleigh, I got to give him some love. I always bang on the Mariners, freely and happily bang on the Mariners, but the Mariners are going to the playoffs. The Mariners have clinched a playoff berth this week. The Mariners clinched a playoff berth. The Mariners won 88 games. Well, did they win tonight? If they won tonight, it'd be 89 games. But I know the Mariners have won 88 games. 56% winning percentage, 69-point differential, 5-5 over the last 10 games, and they're ahead. They're ahead in their division. So kudos, like I said, they clinched a playoff berth with last night's win. There's still a few more games to go. Let's see how they finish off. But kudos to the Mariners for making the playoffs. Kyle Raleigh, kudos to you for setting this home run record in Seattle. Breaking King Griffey's home run record. Who would have thought that? But can these Mariners win? Are they going to go out in the first round? Are they going to be 0-for in the playoffs? Can they get a win in the playoffs? Come on, Mariners. That's what we should be focused at. What are they going to do when they get to the playoffs? They can't just show up and get smacked around. Can they? Is that okay? Is that okay if the Mariners show up to the playoffs and get smacked around? Are you guys still excited? Is it still a good season for the Mariners? I mean, making the playoffs is good in baseball. Not everybody does it. So good on them for that. Let's get in the playoffs, make some noise. I want to see him make some noise. If the Mariners, I'll put it like this. I'll make this bet right now. Well, I can't make it with anybody, but I'll make this commitment to each of my viewers right now, each of my watchers and listeners of the Voice of the Fans podcast. If the Mariners win the first series, I'll buy some Mariners gear. I'll either a hat, a jersey. I'll buy some Mariners gear if they win the first round of the playoffs. They have to win the first round. If they don't, it's going to be like same old Mariners. So I'm saying that confidently. If they win I'll show it to you. I have my Mariners. Wearing my Mariners gear on it. I got a hat that I got my eye on anyway. But if they win, I'll have to go get it. If they don't, it'd be like, you didn't have to spend that money anyway. So that's what do you guys think about the Mariners? Talk to me. Let me know, fans. Let me know what you guys think about the Mariners. Let you know what my thoughts are. Talk to me. Be a part of the show. One thing I really enjoy doing, fans, is sharing quotes. I'm a big quote guy. I like quotes. So the quote I have for you guys, I'm going to leave you guys with tonight is, the future belongs to those who believe in the beauty of their dreams. And that's from Eleanor Roosevelt. The future belongs to those who believe in the beauty of their dreams. Miss Eleanor Roosevelt. Do you dream, fans? Are you taking steps to make your dreams come true? Because that's what we should be working towards. Working towards a dream every day to try to accomplish them, to try to accomplish our goals. I'll repeat this quote. The future belongs to those who believe in the dreams of the beauty of their dreams. The future belongs to those who believe in the beauty of their dreams. Do you dream? Do you believe your dream is attainable? Are you doing anything to obtain it? If the answer is yes, 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 you're living a happy life. I'm proud of you. Congratulations to you. I try to achieve my dreams, fans. I work every day. I think I'm a product of that. Those of you who watch the show should already know my story. But thank you guys for tuning in to the Voice of the Fans podcast. This is your man, Cam. I want to come on here and bring you guys some fresh content each and every week. We do it every Wednesday night. Thank you guys for tuning in. And as always, fans, thank you for making our voice your choice. Enjoy your night. Hit me up on the chat during the week, and I'll talk to you guys soon.